Hey guys, this is Miss Emily Raven, part 2 of my book list. Here we go. Okay, I'll be showing you these books and I can't bring them to bed. I'm tired. I'm almost tired. These are my horror story collection. First book I have here is The Ghastly Calamity Tinies by Edward Glary. I'm sure some of you know about Edward Glary. He was one of those first horror story writers for children. This is the alphabet book. It's a really scary alphabet book, believe me. The Invisible Man. Wasn't easy to find this one. And also Bram Stoker's Dracula. Oh yeah, I forgot one more of the book we mentioned about. The Phantom Hobooth. It's a really good book. They made a movie about it. It was drawn. The movie was actually inspired by Chuck Jones to make it into a good film. I have the movie. I love the cartoon movie. It's fun. They're planning to make one. Try to at least. I'm putting it in my adventure collection. Well, you know, adventure section. Gotta have one. There's this one. Appointment with a Stranger. Written by, well, Jane Fessman, I think. I don't know, really. It's a ghost story. A girl falls in love with a boy who's dead already. I know, isn't that something? Phantom at the Opera. Headless Horseman. This is a vampire story by Mary Jordan Hans. Read it, it's awesome. It's called Look for Me by the Moonlight. Very mysterious and very spooky. Mary Jordan actually did a lot more ghost stories than love stories most these days. There's a see. All the Lovely Bad Ones. The Doll in the Garden. Don't Get Up. Don't Give Up the Ghost. Here's the. Let's see. Oh, this is one different writer. The Ghost Cutter's Creek. She's actually a girl that helps ghosts pass through the heaven. But most of those can be evil. But only one book. I was inspired by my friend Asia from my high school to read these books. Thanks, Asia. She's really awesome. Here's another Mary Hans, The Old Willow's Place. If you read it, which reminds me, a few of her books will be turned into movies. And the one book that would be turned into a movie from her book collection is Wait Till Helen Comes. You're gonna love that one. It's really scary. Here is the first book series I read of the Ghost Magnet. Asia was reading this and she was finishing reading it and she gave it to me. And then ever since then, I've been into ghost stories. The Ghost of Mrs. Because as I told you in many of my other videos, I did see a lot of ghosts growing up. So I know how it is. Deep, dark, and dangerous. Another good Mary Jordan Hans, and of course, Neil Gaiman's Coraline. Now I did have a Coraline book, but I gave it to a friend of mine. I gave it to a little girl who loves to read it a lot, so I gave it to her, and I bought this one. But this is the 10th anniversary edited one. This tells me how Neil Gaiman got into writing the story for his daughters. Next story is The Time of the Witches, Mary Hans. And also another Ron Dahl. The Witches. Ooh, I'm putting those in my Ron Dahl collection. I'm collecting books. You know that. Frankenstein. Tell you the truth, last year I by accident donated it by accident. So I had to buy a new one. And here's a book of true ghost stories. This is the truest, most ghost stories ever. There's even, most of these people who wrote, a person who wrote this book, all these stories are true. There's even one about a girl getting attacked by a demon. It's called The Shadow World. True Encounters of Being from the Dark Side. By Brad Stricker. If you read it, you'll be scared. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, The Tales of the Mystery and Terror. And these three, and these few childhood stories are my favorite. First ghost stories I'm like into. Ghosts and ghost tales from folklore. Scary stories to read when it's too dark. These were one of the first books I ever read when it comes to ghost stories when I was a kid. And these stories were written and autographed by the same person that worked with the Warrens. You know the Warrens. They were the same writers that wrote these books. These are the History Haunts of Florida, St. Augustine. The same writer, who autographed these books for me last year. Jamie Ross Pierce actually worked with the Warrens. If you remember this, the Warrens from those films like Annabelle. Yeah, yeah, I got them autographed. I never liked that doll. I'm a doll maker. The Witch Catcher by Mary Handron. And this one's very spooky. Spirit that walks in the shadow. It's about these people, these abilities with creatures that can like read your mind and use you. It's pretty scary. Another story of the ghost man. Definitely the same one with the Ghost Mrs. House book I just showed you. This one is the Ghost of Popular Point. These books are really good. And here's the next one. The Ghost of Punchinfield Hall. Story about a little girl, an orphan, living with her uncle and her mean aunt. She's very mean. Kind of like Secret Garden, only with a twist of darkness in it. The little boy's evil sister is a ghost, and she's very evil. She pushes her to do these things she doesn't want to do. And in the end, she ended up being best friends with her cousin, who's still alive in bed, sick. Just like the boy in the Secret Garden. I'm guessing she got inspired by that book. Here's the Ghost of Forest Claire, the first one. And next one. Dark Room and a Scary Story. This was my first scary story book I ever read. And if you remember the movie, The Halloween Tree, ta-da! I have it. I've been reading it 3 times. Every Halloween I would read it. Okay. Now I've already showed you the Anne Green Gables book series. Yeah, I know. I better put that there. Odysseus, the Odysseus, or the Odyssey. Sherlock Holmes collection, I have it. The Dog of Winn-Dixie, the, Grave Secrets, and of course, if you know about William Joyce's books, they're all based on movies by, The Guardians of Childhood by DreamWorks movie. Well, I have all the books. Not all of them, though. Story about how Santa Claus became Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, Tooth Fairy, and of course, the Sandman. And also, I have Marley and Me. And if you know about the books, if you know about the movie Disney Descendants, I have the book. There's going to be a second one coming out soon. You see, these are the books I'm going to read for the following year. This is a sector of books I read, new books. And today, my aunt and my dad's sister, which I mentioned earlier, read another book, Miserable. The Miserable, I got it. It's a big book. And also, if you know about the story about the 7 brothers, like by the same writer that created Thumbelina and Little Mermaid and Snow Queen, I have it. The Daughter of the Forest, about her making 12 sweaters for her 12 brothers who have been cursed by their evil stepmother. And here are the next books. I'll be still in the bottom because I am pooped. Here I am. See my arm? I'm right here. You can hear my voice. My first legend. It's a children's story, but it's about a ghost sacrificing her doll. It's scary to hear that. And of course, Clyde Gentleman and Cloud and Meatballs. There's actually more sequel books about it. And I have Dr. Dolittle, Garfield Comics, and a very old book called Knights in Battle. It's a big pop-out book. It's very old, actually. I had one of these when I was a little girl. They're really fun to read. And I have The Wolf in the Wall, got the Story of Wonder Woman, and also, if you remember, as I mentioned, there was other Jungle Book movies, Jungle Books. Well, years ago, a fan of the Jungle Book series actually wrote this book, the 3rd Jungle Book, by Panya Jerko. Here. And in this book, Mowgli meets the son of Shere Khan, White Khan. If you read this book, you'll see the more further adventures of Mowgli, and he has a son and a wife. So go ahead and read it. It's awesome. Now, I don't donate any of these books because I've been collecting them, because I want to make it forever. If you remember the movie The Page Master, I have the book. I have it right here. The Page Master. You see, in the book there is a Frankenstein that attacks Richard Tyler, but in the movie they didn't do it because, well, they thought that'd be too scary. Come on, Frankenstein's awesome. At least they did in the Page Master game PC. But he ended up helping him get a wife, actually. If you know that game I'm talking about. And the Snow Queen got it last year from my sister. So yeah, I do love reading those words. Story of Raggedy Ann and Andy. I'm a Raggedy Ann fan. Another book. These are some of the little children's books. Irish Sleeping Over. You know that one. And of course, A Christmas Story. It's called Holly and Ivy by Ruma Gold. The same one that did that other doll book I showed you. It's a story about a little girl. Oh God. What? Oh, really? Hold a sec. I'm doing a video.
Wow, look at all those books.
You're in the video now because they hear your voice.
It's like Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. I hope that's got my copyright infringement. Last one. This is part 2. If you watch the movie, it's called The Christmas Wish. It has it. Also, you'll recognize a few actors being in it. So if you watch The Christmas Wish, well, you know, I mean, this is a good book. Okay, I have to go because that's my dad. Isn't he silly? Okay, part 2's over. Adios, amigos. Bye bye, boo.